Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you all? I hope you all are fine with the grace of Almighty Allah. So today activity number 5.1.9 packet tracer activity investigating STP loop prevention. Okay, so in this activity what we have, just we can have a look. Packet tracer activity investigating STP loops. Okay, so let me arrange little bit and we can start our lab activity. So I will upload in the e-learning. Please, you can download these activities and all the material from the e-learning itself. I will also enroll you in in the NetAcad, say the exam voucher. Okay, so objective of this lab is, so can I use no, I think yeah, so yes, so this is the lab. In this lab let me, normally we can do it. So in this lab you will observe the spanning tree port state and watch the spanning tree convergence process. Okay, so the theory part I already discussed. If you missed that one, please stop this video, watch that theory part, then come and watch this video again. Okay, so please, you have to watch the theoretical lesson first, the theory first. Okay, so this is the continuity of my spanning tree theory part. So you have to finish first the theory part, then you can listen this lecture. Okay, otherwise you will not get the exact crux of this lesson. So you have to listen the theory part first, then you need to come and listen this lecture. Okay, so describe the operation of spanning tree protocol, and in this lab we will also explain how spanning tree protocol prevent switching loop while redundancy in the switched network. So in the background, in this activity you will use a packet tracer to observe the operation of spanning tree protocol in a switched network that has a redundant path. So the instruction part 1, observe a converged spanning tree instance. So ping from PC1 to PC2, verify the connectivity between the host. Your ping should be successful. So first what we will do, we will ping from PC1 to PC2 and we will check so the ping is successful or not. So this is our first step. First step I'm going to do now. So you can see this is my command prompt and I will ping. You can see ping. So 192.168.1.101. So this is the IP address of PC2, you can see here. So now the ping is working fine. So it means our first step is okay. So the first step, so the connectivity is successful, the ping is successful. So we will go to the step number 2. So use the show spanning tree VLAN1 command to gather the information about the spanning tree status of each switch and complete this table. So we will complete this table by executing this command, show spanning tree VLAN1. Okay, so for the purpose of the activity, only consider the information about the gigabit trunk port. So the fast Ethernet ports are the access port that have end devices connected and are not the part of inter-switch trunk based spanning tree. So we will not consider these fast Ethernet ports because these are the access ports. So for in this activity we will focus on gigabit interfaces, the trunk interfaces between the switches, because it's a spanning tree. So spanning tree only run between the switches, not on the access port. Okay. Okay, it can be, but you can what you can do, port fast command you can use to avoid the spanning tree on the access port. Inshallah I will discuss in the next coming lecture. Okay, so what we will do, we need to complete this table. Okay, so I already have the table. So what I can do, so we will run the command on switch number 1. Okay, so switch number 1, and we will run this command, switch number 1 show spanning tree, enable show spanning tree VLAN1. Okay, so you can see here, forget about fast Ethernet as I told you. Okay, so just focus on gigabit. So this is forwarding state, and what is the state of the gigabit 02 is the root port, and this is the designated port. If you don't know what is root port, what is designated port, please stop this lecture and watch my theory part first. Then you can come back and listen again. Okay, so I'm not going to explain again because it's just a waste of time. Okay, so you have to listen my previous lecture, the other lecture. Okay, so what is the port state? Forward. Okay, so this one is again forward and forward. So we will fill the table. So what is the table here? Switch 1, what is the status? It's a forwarding, sorry, Control Z. So forwarding. Okay, so it's a forwarding. Okay, FWD forwarding. Is it a forwarding or blocking? Okay, so gigabit 01 is in forwarding, and gigabit 02 also forwarding, you can see. So you need to fill this FWD forwarding. So both ports are in forwarding state. Okay, so now we will go and check the switch 2. So where is the switch 2? We can go and check the switch 2. Enable show spanning tree VLAN 1. You can see also forwarding and forwarding. Okay, so it's a forwarding FWD, and this is also forwarding. Okay, so then go to the, where is this, the packet tracer. Okay, now go to the switch 3 and we will see enable show spanning tree VLAN 1. Okay, now you can see gigabit 02 is alternative or the blocking. So you can say, is it an alternative or blocking? Gigabit 02 is a blocking port. Okay, and gigabit 01 is forwarding port. So here we can just write gigabit. So which one is gigabit 02 is blocking, and this one is forwarding. You can see, so gigabit 02 is blocking and gigabit 01 is forwarding. So this is the one. Okay, so we fill this table. Now we need to know, so which switch is our root bridge, the root switch. Now we need to identify which switch is the root switch. Okay, where is the activity? Again we can go there. Please packet trace, use a different link, so we also need to identify the root bridge here. So now we just identify the port role, and now we need to identify which switch is the root bridge. So here if you will come and you will see here, so switch number 1, if you will see here, so the root ID is 326 and this is the MAC address, and this one, so it is different, so it is not a root bridge. Okay, so this is different if you will see, and this one is also different. Okay, the address is different, so this is not a root bridge. So now go to the switch 3, and here you can see here this one is different than, sorry, if you will see here the switch 3 also, this address and this address both are different. If it is a different, it means it is not a root bridge. Okay, so now we will check, this is not a root bridge, this is not a root bridge. So which one is the root bridge? Switch 2, we can go and check, is it a root bridge? You can see, yes, you can see here this address and this address both are same. You can see here both are same. So even it is written here the bridge is this this bridge is the root. It means the switch is, this is a root switch, and we can say this is a root bridge. Okay, so switch 2 is a root bridge. Okay, so now we need to fill here. So switch 1 is a root? No. You can see switch, no, it is not a root. Switch 2, yes, it is a root bridge. We have seen, yes, it is a root bridge. So switch 3, no, it is not a root bridge, and this is not a root bridge, as we observe and we have seen. Okay, so switch number 2 is a root switch. You can see here switch number, this is a switch 2, this is a switch 2. You can see this is a switch 2. Okay, you can see switch 2. So this is a bridge. Yes, yes. Okay, so you need to fill this table in this way. Okay, now the next thing is, what is the next thing? We can go and read the further instructions. Packet tracer use a different link light on one of the connection between the switch. If you will observe carefully, you will see all links are green except this one. It is amber color. You can see amber color. So this is a amber color. So it indicates that the port is not forwarding frame because it is a spanning tree state. In this case, the blocking state. Okay, so this is a blocking state. Okay, this is a blocking state. So the packet will forward through switch 1, switch 2 to PC2. So it means the packet will not forwarded through this one because this is a blocking. It is a blocking port. Now you can say this port is blocked. The link is blocked. Who blocked? The spanning tree block. Why it blocked? I already discussed in my theory lesson, because it blocked because of it avoid the loop. If we will see step by step all the answers. Okay, so the question number 1 here we already explained. What do you think this link light mean? So it indicates that the port is not forwarding frame because it is a spanning tree state. In this case, the blocking state. Okay, so now the second question is, what path will frame take from PC1 to PC2? As I told you, so packet will go from switch 1 to switch 2 and then PC2. Okay, so it will take this path. Check my mouse cursor, then switch 1, then the frame will go to switch 2, then it will go to the PC2. Okay, so now the third question is, why do the frame not travel through switch 3? Can you tell me why do the frame not travel through the switch 3? Can you tell me now? As I told you before, their main reason is that the spanning tree has placed port gigabit 02 on switch 3 in a blocking mode. So no frames are sent or received on that port. You can see it is a blocking. So no frame are sent or received on this port. Okay, so it is a blocking port. Okay, we can say the blocking mode or blocking state. Okay, why was the spanning tree placed a port in a blocking state? Why has the spanning tree placed a port in a blocking state? What is the reason? I told you before. If you don't know the reason, go and check my theory lesson. Listen carefully, watch that lecture, listen carefully, and then come and answer this one. So here precisely, and I will summarize the answer in this way. If all the port could forward the frame, a switch loop could exist in the network. So switching loop can be degraded network performance and even cause a network failure. So spanning tree is the only technique to avoid the loop. So this is a simple answer. If you need a more detail, go and watch my theory lesson. Okay, so now we answer all the questions here. please pause my video, write the answer in your workbook, okay, and send it to me. The second part is remove the connection between switch 1 and switch 2. So what we need to do, we need to remove the connection between switch 1 and switch 2. So before going to that one, so open the CLI command, CLI window on switch 3 and issue a command show spanning tree VLAN 1 and leave the CLI window open. This is the first step, and select the delete tool from the menu bar and click the cable that connects switch 1 and switch 2. So first what we will do, we will delete this one, and we can also open the CLI window of switch 3. Okay, so what can we do? We can just open this window. Okay, clear. We can say okay. Now, so here we need to delete a link between switch 1 and switch 2. Okay, so we need to delete. So how you can delete this one and the link between? So take this one here and delete this link. Okay, so we have deleted the link. Now you can check show spanning tree VLAN 1. See here, still it is in the blocking port. We can still show spanning tree, you can see here. So now it is a forwarding. Now you can see the gigabit 02, this one gigabit 02. Now it is a listening port. You can see here listening. Now again it is going to be a listening. Then you can see now learning. So these are different states. Okay, learning, and then you can see here, you can see learning, and you will see it will go into the forwarding. See here, now gigabit 02, it is in the forwarding state. It get green. You can see before it was an amber color. So it goes through a different states. So what are these states? Listening, learning, and finally forwarding state. You can see here, if you miss this one, again I can just show you. See, this is a learning, 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 and learning, 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 listening. This is a listening. So before listening it was in a blocking state. You can see listening and listening, listening. Yeah, so before it was in the blocking. Okay, you can see these are the different states. What are the states here? So the states are listening, then it goes to the learning, and finally it goes to the forwarding state. Okay, these are the different states. Okay, now we can see the activity and we try to complete the activity. So quickly return the command or use the up arrow key to show spanning tree command and issue it repeatedly until the orange link light into the cable turned green. So it get green. So we were repeatedly recalling this command, show spanning tree VLAN command. Okay, we were quickly recalling this one. Okay, and repeatedly using this one. So what do you see happen to the status of the gigabit 02 port during this process? During this process, first it was blocking. Okay, then it go to the listening state, then it goes to the learning, and finally it go to the forwarding state. Okay, these are the process. So you have observed the transition in the port status that occur as a spanning tree port move from blocking to the forwarding state. So verify the ping from PC1 to PC2. So you should your ping should be successful. So we can also ping and we can check from here to PC1 to PC2, and yes, the ping is working fine because still we have the path to PC2. Okay, so it is fine. Then the last one. So are any ports showing the orange link light that indicate the port is in a spanning tree state other than the forwarding Y or Y not. So no orange link lights are shown because they are no longer redundant path in the network. You can see there is no pink light, there is no orange light, we can say the amber color light. So because of we don't have the redundant link. Now if you have, again if you try to connect, so it will again go to the blocking state. I just want to show you how it will go to the forward, again go to the blocking port. I will just show you, just apart from this activity. So switch 1 to switch 2, switch 1 to switch 2 gigabit. Okay, so we will use gigabit, this cable, gigabit 02 and gigabit 01. Now you can see here, now again the spanning tree is running. You can see here again it goes to the blocking state. You can see here, if you will see now gigabit 02, you can see this is the previous state of gigabit 02 is forwarding state. Now I will show you again. You can see now gigabit 02 is again blocking state. You can see now again it goes to the blocking state. Okay, so this is the activity. So we have finished all the steps. So please try to complete this activity by yourself. I know it is connected with the the theory lesson, so you have to watch the theory video first, then you have to complete this activity. So I hope you like the video, and see you inshallah in next video. Thanks for watching.